Hello, welcome back to my channel. I am getting ready to go out, and today I'm going to visit Chanel's new atelier and exhibition place called Le 19M. And then I'm going to try out some sweaters from a Parisian brand called TeaTimeinParis. Stay tuned. After a 20-minute cab ride, we finally arrived at Le 19M. So this is Chanel's new atelier space, and it is located in the 19th arrondissement in Paris, and that is why it's named the 19M. Alright, let's pause here for a sec and let me explain to you what this Le 19M is all about. So what this is that this building complex is Chanel's new atelier space, which it has built from the ground up to house many of its artisan partners under one roof in Paris. So you may already know that Chanel has a long history of partnering with France's leading artisan maisons for each area of its specialty. For example, it has an atelier for embroidery, for tree making, for shoes, hats, feather work, etc., etc. And there are currently 40 of such ateliers under the roof of Chanel, and they are grouped under the big umbrella of métiers d'art. And if you're a Chanel fan, you probably would have already heard of this term, métiers d'art. And this term, which literally translates to artistic professions, is a reflection of Chanel's commitment, dedication, and ambition in its artistic pursuits with all of its artisan partners. And it's also the name of one of the 6 collections that Chanel releases each year. The fashion show typically comes out in early December, with the pieces actually hitting the stores around May or June the following year. The métiers d'art collections are usually quite ambitious pieces. You can think of them as somewhere between ready-to-wear and haute couture, in the sense that many of these pieces are actually quite wearable, but at the same time they can be considered as works of art, such as this Egyptian-inspired outfit from the 2019 métiers d'art collection, and this sequin-covered classic flat bag from the 2022 métiers d'art collection. So they're really the product of the creative use of materials made with innovative techniques and exquisite craftsmanship. So Chanel has opened up part of this Le 19M space to the public for education purposes, and you can go on their website and sign up for many of its ateliers, like the embroidery atelier that I'm going to attend. And there is also an exhibition space called La Galerie du 19M, and they sometimes showcase works by artists, usually with a focus of creation and innovation. If you do decide to go to check it out, I would just like to say one word on the location. This building complex is located at the northern edge of Paris. You can get there by metro or by cab. But if you do decide to go, I would advise you to take a cab to get there, because it happens to be in the neighborhood that's not known to be the safest. But if you take a cab to get there, you'll do just fine. It's roughly a 20-minute cab ride. Okay, so before we go back to the video, I would just like to mention a few of the maisons that which you may or may not have heard of. So first we have Maison Lesage, and as all of you know, Chanel is very famous for its tweed, and this we have Maison Lesage to thank. This atelier has been around since 1924, and they're very renowned for their pattern making and embroidery work. Chanel has partnered with Maison Message since 1983, and its creative director Virginie Viard has officially brought Maison Message under the roof of Chanel in 2002. Another maison I would like to mention is Maison Michel. They've been a hat maker or millionaire since 1936, and they've been part of Chanel since 2002. And the reason I wanted to mention them is that they've actually got a physical store in Paris, and they're located just right across the street from Chanel's flagship on Rue Cambon. So next time when you're in Paris and you're checking out Chanel, make sure to pop over to Maison Michel, which is right across the street, and they have many very beautiful and stylish pieces to choose from, and you can often get them for about half the price of what a Chanel branded hat would cost. I would also like to introduce you to Maison Massaro. They are the shoemaker behind the very famous two-tone shoes of Chanel. Even though their official partnership with Chanel only began in 1997, they've been making shoes since 1894, and they are credited with making the first two-tone beige slingbacks for Gabrielle Chanel in 1957. So these slingbacks are so popular in part because they were very smartly designed to make the wearer's legs and feet look elegant. The beige upper part of the construction is meant to lengthen the wearer's legs, and the black toe box is meant to make the feet look a little bit smaller. And so Maison Massaro is known for its exceptional craftsmanship. They have been making custom shoes for very famous men and women around the world, including Elizabeth Taylor. If you're interested in having a pair of shoes designed and made to measure just for you by Chanel's shoemaker, you're able to book an appointment with them and visit their showroom. The process can be long, it can take a couple months, but I think you won't regret the final product. The price though, I would just say this, they make Chanel shoes almost seem like a bargain.
So we arrived early because we wanted to try the cafe inside the atelier space. So this whole space feels pretty contemporary and modern, and on the day that we went, it was pretty empty. So one thing to note is that the kitchen isn't actually open on weekends, so we just grabbed some tea, cookies, and muffins. The embroidery workshop went by really fast. It was 30 minutes, and they let us dive right into embroidering this pattern right here. I have to say that it wasn't very easy. It's quite a laborious process. You really have to go stitch by stitch to bring the material together. So lots of admirations for the embroiderers out there. After the workshop, we stopped by the exhibition where they were showcasing the works of the contemporary artist Yassine Mechnache. And this was quite fitting to the theme because this artist frequently collaborates with embroiderers within his work. And he also frequently travels between India, Morocco, France, and Nigeria. And you will see the influence of these countries in his work. So my first impression was that these pieces of artwork here were very striking. They use very strong colors, very bold, and there were a lot of details that needed to be admired from up close. But at the same time, you can only take in the whole perspective by admiring them at a distance. So here they did explain the technique that the artist uses to create his work. So he would first start with sketchings in the on a piece of tracing paper, and he would indicate the zones and the colors and techniques to use in each zone, and then he would bring these to the embroiderers and choose the fabric and backends for the embroidery work. I am very inspired by the colors that go into these pieces. They are just very strong and bold, and they are very beautifully put together. Love the brush strokes in the paintings overlaid with the embroidery work. You can just see the amount of details that go into each piece, and you can imagine how much time it would have taken the embroiderers to put every piece together. For the painting and the embroidery work to come together so seamlessly and present themselves as one integral piece of artwork is no small feat. I love how he experiments with different materials in his artwork. You can see here with the shimmering sequins and these really thin gold metallic pieces. They have really added some interesting texture to the artwork. He also experiments with different kind of patterns as well, and you can see some influences of India and Morocco in this work. Some of his works actually reminds me of Chanel's métiers d'art collections. They are really about integrating different techniques and different materials in a piece of artwork. It was a pretty fun trip for us, even though that it was a little bit far, but we had fun with the workshop, and we definitely enjoyed the exhibition of Yassine Mechnache. We were a little bit disappointed that the kitchen wasn't open, but I guess that's for next time. So by the time we got back to the city center, it was pretty dark already. We had to get food first after that closed kitchen in the atelier space. So there was a small line in front of us when we got here, but we didn't have to wait too long. I mainly wanted to check out their sweaters, the very classic heart logo sweaters. So this one here I think is very cute, the pink cardigan, but I'm not I'm really looking for a cardigan right now. So I tried on their sweaters. So this one here is a turtleneck, slightly oversized style. The first thing I noticed about these sweaters is that it's not super soft to the touch, and it's made of 100% wool, so it's still very good material, but it's not the cashmere kind of soft touch feel. So I did like the oversized style, but I was looking for something a little bit more snug, and I think this style here would probably be easier for me to wear it to the office or kind of just to go out. Alright, so that's it for now for this weekend. I'll be back for other weekend videos, so I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.